How about that big win over Texas, Tim?
Oh, man, it always feels good, especially to kick Texas's ass.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. And, that was, I don't know. It's just an exciting win. It was a good time. We were able to get out there and, do what we needed to do. So, yeah, that's always exciting to see that. The great thing about it, I felt, was that we really saw the Razorbacks coming to their own. I think we really saw the Razorbacks become the team that we've been looking for them to become for quite some time. And that's really exciting to see because we knew they had it in them. And we've been talking about it. We've been talking about how it's coaching issues and it's not the players and this, that, and other. And now we're starting to see that is exactly the case because we're starting to see these players just out there just flourishing. We started seeing this last year, and now we're seeing even more this year. And it's nice for them to get that reward.
Yeah, you're seeing players from the last era and this era both coming together. You're seeing seniors, juniors, sophomores, and dang, we got a couple dang good true freshman running backs. You're seeing all of them come together and play hard for Coach Pittman. So it's a good time to be a Razorback fan. I think everybody deserves it, and they deserve that big win the other night.
Hitting the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree. I think that the cool thing about it was we won it, and it's been quite some time since it's felt like we've had that quality of a win, and then the fans ran out onto the field, and I think that was kind of part of it was like the way we won, the fashion in which we played, and the type of football we played against a top 15, against a very good Texas program. The way we went out there and we handled business and made it feel kind of like we were back, like we were the Arkansas we remembered, from the old days, from the Houston Nutt era, the Bobby Petrino era. You know what I'm saying? All these eras that provided great Razorback football to us, and it feels like that is back. It feels like Sam Pittman has brought that mentality and that work ethic or whatever it is back, that swagger that Arkansas has always had. It just feels like it's back, and I think that's why you saw the fans rush onto the field more than like we beat Texas or we beat a number 15 team in the nation, to me. But I don't know, national media, they were kind of clowning on us for it a little bit here and there. So
yeah, I will say we got a lot of respect from the national media, which was just National General being teams of the week, having Hayden Henry player of the week, things like that, and I think the whole rush in the field. I think at first I was kind of like, oh, what are we doing? But it's not. It wasn't about just beating Texas. It's about whipping them, and those fans are the same fans that have sat in the stadium for those winless SEC teams. So it was very well earned, and I definitely see why. I don't think we're going to be rushing the field for a win over Auburn or Mississippi State later this year, but I think it was just kind of a culmination of those kind of years, and like, oh, okay, this is something we can be proud of. This is this is a new era.
Now look, you rushed the field. You did it early. You did it kind of premature. So like, you can't rush it if you beat Georgia. You gotta be humble. It's hard. Lord, it's hard to be humble as a Razorback fan, but you gotta be humble. You gotta not rush the field. Because when you get to that undefeated Alabama game and you beat them, you're going to want to tear the goalposts down again then too. And I just think 3 times in 1 year is too much. I just think if you did Texas, Georgia, and Alabama, that'd just be too much. Tearing the goalposts down.
I think it'd be kind of nice to tear the goalposts down at Athens if we went in there and beat them, or Tuscaloosa if we went in there and beat them.
Well, you might have people just climb into the stadium while it's closed and just tear it down, carry it up there.
Well, you never know. I was about to say, I might just, coming back, hey team, when y'all can arrive, like, where'd our goalposts go? Sorry. We needed those for the Auburn game. We needed those for the Missouri game right afterward.
Man, it just feels good, man. It feels good to be Arkansas Razorback. You feel like, you got an opportunity right now that you can do anything. Like, you beat number 15 team in the nation. You have opportunity to, do whatever you need to do. All you got to do is handle business at this point and win each game. And you got opportunity. I mean, we're undefeated. We're going to be undefeated after this week, Georgia Southern, they got that option. So, it's a triple option situation. But I don't know. I don't think it'll give us any issues.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I know Pittman already said he prepped a couple days for it, and they just did not look. I think they got blown out against Florida Atlantic this last game. They've been a decent Sun Belt program in the last few years, but it's no team that we shouldn't handle. I don't think we're going to have a letdown. I feel like we're going to come out as a team and just kind of really handle business and get ready for the A&M. It's kind of like we talked about in the preseason podcast. Just like you got a chance to be 3-0 going in Dallas for that big showdown. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, that's going to be a top 15, at least top 20 matchup.
Yeah.
Including us, which is such a big deal. We do got to get there. You know what I mean? We started it even in this game. We still put up 40 points, but I think our first 3 drives just didn't go anywhere. And it'd be nice against Georgia Southern to just put up 30 points in that first half and be really thinking about getting Hornsby and some back up some defense and the rest of the offense some reps.
Oh, I agree. Look, we've never played them before, so that's another thing you got to think about. You don't want to lose the first game you play to a team, especially like this. So you gotta take it seriously. You gotta go in there and beat them. But it's gonna be a good game to tune up. I feel like just another good tune-up game. Get everything where we need it to be before we go play A&M. And man,
yeah. I think as far as them, I mean, it's better than playing like a 1AA FCS team. It's better than playing like a Charleston Southern or I don't know. You know what I mean? I think even later in the year when we kind of play UAPB, I'm not sure what good that's really. Now later in the year, it's good for kind of maybe really run over somebody and get a rest. But right now, I think it's another time to kind of get rolling and get some good momentum into A&M.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. But wow, what a win! And I thought everybody handled themselves well. I really like how Yurchek handled everything. He's like, I don't want nobody getting hurt, so we got to let them just fly on down there and tear the goalposts down and stuff. And I thought that was cool, man. Like not trying to stop by anybody or whatever, just kind of letting the fans be fans, get a little interaction and stuff. And then you got the fine, of course, for doing it and stuff. So, golly, we're already financially we ain't in the best spot. Let's be honest, because we had the whole buyout situation and Bellama and stuff, and then Morris. So we really don't need to be spending that kind of money. I know there was a GoFundMe. I hope it raised enough money to cover it.
Yeah, and the SEC kind of behind the things needs to just say, you know what, we got we got a lot of good attention for the league in general. Be like, oh, it's kind of a lot of people got a lot of momentum off. Oh, look at Texas joining the SEC. Are you sure they're ready? You know what I mean? And just like, wow, the SEC is really good. And, we're definitely gonna have to write that check.
Crazy.
Your check didn't act like it was such a big deal, but
yeah.
Oh well.
But I just gotta ask you, man. I think we should have scored one more time at the end of that game. I feel like if we score, I feel like that score differential. You hear people referring to that a lot when they talk about why they chose teams for the college football playoff spots and stuff, and so like you want your point differential to be higher, okay, so you can have more of a chance of being selected in that group of 4, so I don't understand why you don't score there at the end, and let I don't know, let the kid Hornsby have some fun with it,
Yeah, it would have been nice to see there. We kind of saw it against Rice. It didn't really seem like we really knelt down and did it. But I think I'm more, not upset, but I'd say more thinking at the end of the second quarter we stopped Texas that last drive, and we still had a minute and a half and I think 2 timeouts, and we didn't even try to, I think we could have called a timeout with a minute and a half left.
I agree.
Tried to score there and get some even. We were up 16-0, but I think even the way Little he'd already made three field goals in that game up to that point, and even a couple first downs. The way we were running it, we could open up the passing a little bit, and our running backs are capable of getting a big run in. Hell, of course, KJ is too. He's had some big runs and getting down there and at least getting a field goal or a touchdown and get some momentum. But at the end of the game, just Pittman's just not that kind of guy. But it would be nice to see, especially against Texas. I mean, maybe not against Georgia Southern, but like that. But an SEC opponent, Texas for sure. I can't argue with you.
I don't know. I think that would be I was gonna say that's my complaint right now. Like that's my only thing. It's like I think, like you said, some of the time management and all that just needs to be tightened up so that you can score as much as possible, even if that's a score at the end of the game. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why not? Why not let those kids get some extra stats. They don't get in the game much. Let them play a little bit, man. Crap. They're right there at the goal line.
Yeah, the SEC is going to be tough this year. How many more opportunities are we going to have to see? You want to have to see Horns being there. He already got us excited with that nice run. It would have been nice to see him kind of direct the offense again. And I know kind of all the running backs scored, but maybe punch another one in there.
Exactly. I think so. And I think, too, you should have went ahead and went for it on that 4th and 1. I know it was backed up in our end zone, and I understand that, it's probably not the best move or whatever. I just felt like the momentum was swinging in our direction, and we would have made that. I just felt like, we were manhandling them, It was just a 4th and 1. And we had been pushing them around the entire game, like, physically. Why don't you just quarterback sneak it, right?
Yeah, the way we were running that ball, I think he's definitely pretty certain we could get a yard. There wasn't a whole lot, but we got less than, even 2 yards on any play that game. But I know we did convert a pretty good one later on in the game, but it wasn't at our own 30 or something, but I think it was more close to midfield.
Exactly. Whew, man, I don't know. It was an exciting game to watch, though. I enjoyed it. I really did. What got me was, I think, when we did the special teams, kind of got me a little bit again. Like, we got to get that tightened up. It's been like 3 games in a row, I feel like, where the special teams had, little issues or whatnot. And you got, your special teams guy running over there, the punt returner, and fielding a ball outside the numbers. I don't understand that at all. To chase that down like that, just let it go. I don't know. It was almost like a Reggie Fish moment.
Yeah, especially that far deep is like, well, it's gonna. I mean, you're not going anywhere out there anyway. So worst they can do is down it right there where you're sitting.
And we got lucky right there. You know what I mean? That his toe was out of bounds. So, which is crazy.
Yeah, that would have been a big. I mean, that was first, I guess, their first punt. We started off the game, very first play of the game, we had a legal motion penalty and kind of backed us up the rest of that drive. We couldn't do anything, and then we stopped them on 3 and out, their first offensive possession, and then they kick it in Brooks' does it. Yeah, I mean, they would have had the ball at the 2-yard line. I mean, not that they really ran it on us completely, but you saw when they got down to the goal line, they did punch in on us. And so what does the game end up being like if Texas is up 7-0? But, we don't get too many bounces that go our way, and that did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they ran the ball. They ran, they got 3-4 yards, 5 yards. They were running, okay. But not enough, right? So our defense was just swarming and playing a heck of a game, man. Just a really good game. Nice open tackles, wrapping up more, not leading with their head as much. You leading with the face mask more, which is good, So.
Yeah, it's nice. They seemed like they were just absolutely stopping them. And you got Hayden Henry, 15 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss. Morgan, 13 tackles. Poole, 10 tackles. So your leading tacklers are the linebackers there that are just not allowing Texas to get anything. What I mean? I mean, it's not. I mean, they average 3 yards a carry. I mean, just
taking advantage of them.
And then we were even with a 3-man, 3-down lineman pressuring. The quarterback just couldn't do anything. And we did. There's a couple times the defensive backs were kind of might have been the wide receivers kind of got a step on them, and the quarterback kind of forced him didn't make the right throw. But I'll take it.
This 3-2-6 is wicked, dude. Like I'd never run it, right? But it's working. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, if you're able to get pressure with 3-down linemen, why not? And we are. I don't know if that's going to translate over to SEC football. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
sometimes we put a fourth guy down.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes they'll play Morgan, kind of play Morgan up. I know on one of the first drives, he fakes out and hits that A gap for a sack.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that second drive. So they're kind of. I know Sark after that. I think he said, Arkansas was doing some different thing with the defense and blitzes that they didn't show. So that was a good game plan by Odom that really held them down.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we had a really good drive after that. That's where we just really just took the ball and worked it all the way down the field. And kicked a field goal. And I know some folks are like, oh, we're kicking too many field goals and this, that, and other. But I'm just like, man, if we got points, that's all that matters. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was, I know Pittman said that there's a lot of these we didn't convert in the red zone just from missed assignments or things. But we were getting points every time. Cam Little's just automatic. You feel, I had a kicker. I know it's early on in his career, but hadn't had a kicker like that since Hawker. That you've just felt like, all right, he's going to come up there and he's going to get you points every time. If you go away empty on even 2 of those drives, you don't feel as good. You're like, well, that was worth nothing. But if you got field goals, you're kicking off. You're like, hey, we got points. So that's if you score, that many times, you're gonna. And we got 40, and I feel like we left some points on the board, but we still put 40 up on Texas. But yeah, on that drive, that's 4th and 2, and KJ makes that read when the offensive line he fakes the hands off to get 12 or 14 outside. So really good looking play by KJ to convert that 4th down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what Vince Lombardi said, man. He said. He went in and he tried to win with just touchdowns, and then he got him a kicker, and he said, that made all the difference. And it really does. It really does when you got a really good kicker, somebody you can count on, somebody all you got to do is get within striking distance. He's going to get you at least 3 points. And it makes the offense confident, too, because there's let's just do what we got to do, and if we have a situation, as long as we're within range, we're good to go,
Oh yeah, you still feel pretty good. Yeah, you just can't come up with 0. That's not good, but I like it, and it works. It's worked already. It makes me feel better for him just to come up there. And I think one of his field goals later on in the game, I think he kind of hit the crossbar just a little bit. It was still went good, but you could tell he was coming off the field and he was bothered by it. Like, dang, how did I? He still made it, but he's like, dang, I shouldn't have even had it that far to the right or whatever. So
yeah, I saw that. He pushed it just
away with. Yeah, but he knew it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't satisfied. We talked about earlier preseason that he was the number one kicker out of high school, and he's so far. That's a weapon. That's a weapon for 4 years.
Well, you want to take advantage of it. You want to cultivate it. You want to see him go to the NFL and do well there. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what you're hoping for at this point with kicker of this caliber.
After he becomes all-time leading scorer, just puts up a whole bunch of points. Just, wow.
That'll work, man.
So after we get the 3-0 lead, golly, what was I doing? Second quarter ends, they get a couple drives, and then Dicker, the kicker, misses a 52-yarder. I mean, they had absolutely, got a couple first downs and missed the field goal. They got 0. That's what happens when your field goal kicker misses it. They were probably feeling good. Oh, okay, now we're getting something on offense. We're not going 3 and out. Didn't have any sacks. Then your kicker misses it, and you come away with nothing. Just kind of the opposite of what happened just to us.
Exactly. I don't know. You're playing good. You're playing good ball. You're feeling good. About where you're at this point in the game, and you see a lot of people online right now talking about how we can't be leaving points on, blah, blah, blah. Got to make the touchdowns and stuff. And, at this point, I'm just like, we're doing well. I'm feeling good. And, we strike again, Yeah,
this time, after Dicker misses the kick, we got pretty good field position at our decent field position at our 34 and first play. Traylon Smith gets a 22-yarder. The left side opened up a pretty big hole, and he hit it. Smith is so good at that one. He's got a little gap there. The offensive line just providing it. And then I think KJ.
Then you got the gunslinger out there hitting Thompson, Kern, and Burt twice, just slinging it.
Yeah, just starting getting rhythm. I think he had. We started off the game 10 out of 11. I know he had, 7 straight completions, so he was getting in rhythm.
So this whole
then you got Dominic Johnson.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this whole accuracy thing at this point seems to be not an issue, in my opinion. Like watching this game and how he took advantage of his wide receivers, I think that misnomer you can kind of roll out at this point. He's very accurate and he's fast.
Yeah, just like that. When he's getting in rhythm like that offense. I think Pittman said, we've got the capability to light it up passing, but when you're averaging, 7 yards a carry, there's no need for that. But KJ really helped I guess it works both ways. The run helped open up the pass, and then KJ still kept him backed off the out of the box so much, being able to pass it like that. You know what I mean? You think that's all we're going to do? But then Dominic Johnson, just 2 in a row, just 9 yards, just powered, and then powers it in the next play for the touchdown.
Boom.
10-0 lead, you're feeling like, okay, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're playing. We're 10-0. We're winning this game. Texas isn't looking good. We're like pushing them around, and we're scoring at a will almost. It feels like at this point, like scoring when we can. I guess we shouldn't say it will, but scoring when we can. When we have the opportunity, we're taking advantage of it. There wasn't any missed opportunities where we left at red zone without points.
Oh no. And I think also in that play, I think that's one where the snap was kind of bumbled on the ground, and Dominic Johnson just picks it up and runs for those 9 yards. So
and that was a smart football play too.
Yeah,
that was a.
He looked so fluid doing it. Yeah, very smart.
Like he just picked it
so
up,
fluid doing it, like it was just practice.
he knew where the blocks were going to be, and so he picked the ball up and followed, where they would be, and it was very natural. And he did get quite a bit of yardage, so that was nice. That's the one thing that run pass option, they always get those blocks downfield. Yeah. So, I mean, it's scary when you're good at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't, especially the way KJ is working it. It's got to be scary for the defense. But Johnson's probably like, hey, look at this running back room that I've got to compete with. Smith and Sanders and AJ Green. It's like, I better make the most out of it. I'm not just going to fall on this ball. I'm going to pick it up. But he powers it. I mean, who had the bet that Dominic Johnson was going to score the first touchdown in this game? But he did.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited for him. I think that's awesome. I'm glad he got a touchdown. Hell yeah, do it again, It was good power run.
We're up 10-0 film. Yeah, he's definitely the power back of those.
Getting up.
Traylon at 5'10", 5'11's not power. I mean, he's got some strength for his frame, but Johnson's definitely the more power runner out of these guys. I think you could do some formations lining him up at fullback. I think
I'd like to see him lead blocking for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'd love to see him lead blocking. Training it.
So, yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be nice. One of those when we got 4th and 1 again. I know. Let's do something like that, or at least have that option. Like, oh man, they got a running back.
Well, we got that little power spot. We got that little power pistol formation we go into, and that thing's pretty nice.
Yeah.
We've used that in just about all these games at least once, in short yardage situations. So it's, it's not a true, power offense, right? Power I, which is what I would prefer.
Yeah. But I guess when KJ's not going under center at all, I guess maybe in one of the tight situations, maybe they don't want to put him under there.
Some coaches there's a lot of theories around that. Some coaches just believe that the players play better not going under center. Some people believe that they can read the defense while they're taking the snap, which gives them a little bit more of an advantage. And so they'll take that snap and read everything as they're taking it, which is it's true. They do have their eyes on the field more, whereas with the eye you're whipping back around and looking and seeing what's developed.
Well, it makes sense. Even that split-second advantage of being able to see the defense. I'm glad you brought that up. That's it. So we're feeling pretty good at 10-0. You know what I mean? And then kick off, and they just didn't get anything. You know what I mean? And the next play kind of, there's a 5-yard gain, okay, and then Hayden Henry gets him in the backfield plus Isaiah Nichols. Then they have a false start.
Morgan had some
third down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then. So you get that 3-man rush and it's all these transfers that we were talking about earlier. That Utsey, and then Trey Williams, and then actually it might have been Zach Williams. I get both of those. Trey Williams is the transfer. Zach Williams has been here, but and then Ridgeway, who plays his first game, is getting appendix out, and he just comes back and just dominates from even the limited snaps he got.
Yeah.
And it's just that 4th down.
Sam Pittman just quietly developing, a football team. You know what I mean? Like bringing his guys in. It's pretty awesome to watch.
He knew we had that problem to fill. We weren't that besides Jonathan Marshall last year. We really didn't provide any pressure. And if Odom does want to play that 3-down lineman, then you got to have at least. And he brought all 3 of those guys in. And then that 4th and 11, Dicker fumbles the punt snap, and little Jake Yurchek, not little, but Hunter Jr., I guess, partially blocks it, and then solely recovers it. Well, he returns it for 4 yards, and we have it inside the 20 again. I mean, that's
wow.
after that first bumbled special teams punt return, you got a couple with the field goals, and then that one, it's like, okay, we're actually doing something on special teams for the first time in several years. But that put us in a good position there. Yeah. 4-yard punt. that was 3 plays for -1 yards for that Texas drive.
Goodness. Still beating them, though. But, yeah. Still shutting them out at this point.
Yeah. All right, it's looking good. And that next drive, again, we kind of get down to the 6-yard line. Mm-hmm. And we have to kick another field goal, but guess what? We get points. So that's 3 straight drives. We get points on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 13-0. And then another 3 and out. Morgan's making that play, only a 2-yard gain. He's making on-field tackle. Carter helps him there. Card gets 2 incompletions in a row. Torian Carter, another defensive line effort, tips the ball on 3rd down. And you know what I mean? They're going to have to punt again.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting...
So it's not only they're just not getting me.
Mm-hmm. And you're getting to the end of the 3rd, right? So... Or the beginning of the 3rd.
Yeah, so then... then let's see, let's see. Drive starts, 6 minutes left in that second quarter. We score again. Pass over Warren. Jefferson gets a beautiful 34-yard run. And then you start putting in A.J. Green, gets a 7-yard gain. And then we have to kick another field goal. But that's 4 straight drives where we get points, and we're up 16-0. And then right before the end of the half, they're not doing anything. And like I said earlier, we left a minute and a half on the board, but we're up 16-0, feeling pretty good going into the half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's you're doing well. Dicker the kicker. Goodness gracious, that poor guy. He didn't play well at all.
No, he didn't.
I hope it wasn't our jokes, man. I hope he didn't listen and get all shook up.
Especially that punter joke we were kind of offhand making, and then he fumbles that snap. Got to roll out there. He misses the kick field goal to kind of get him back in the game, get some momentum for him. And then he comes right back the next drive or two and fumbles the snap right there at the 4-yard line.
Golly.
Wow.
Nervous.
Yeah, Texas has one first down that first half. 6 rushes for 8 yards. Just 22 yards in that first half.
Sarkisian said he wasn't going to play this game any harder than he would any other game. That he wasn't going to ask his guys to give any more effort than they would in any other game. And that's just,
nope.
You better rethink that next time you play us.
We'll see you here in a couple years.
Strategy.
That was.
Saying.
He did say that. He really just no respect to the rivalry, to our name, to whatever. Well, guess what? We beat you, Texas, 4 out of the last 6 times. They want to hold on to all those victories they got in the 1800s against us, early 1900s. We didn't play you in 1909. If we would have played you in 1909, we would have beat you then, too. I wonder why we didn't play them in 1909. I would have liked to shut them out along with those other teams we did.
We would have beat them in that championship game, 69, if they wouldn't have taken that field goal away, too. So.
Yeah. No, you're right. Oh, that's a...
So what? All right, so where were we at? We're 16-0 going into the half.
Mm-hmm.
Just shutting them out totally. And you know that, you have control of this game. Like, you just feel it at this point as an Arkansas fan. You just feel that we are the dominant team. It's like they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to make an adjustment. They're going to have to do something to throw us off our game. And it's like, not like they didn't. They just came out and played the same game.
Yeah, I mean, 3 and out again. Morgan makes couple plays, a 2-yard loss, a 4-yard, and they have to punt it again. Just
hard.
That's not how they wanted to come out of the half. Yeah, he just was not. It just did not make him look comfortable. We talked about it last week. First, I want to say you talked about that smaller defensive line they had.
Yeah.
And did it prove that we just dominated them? That our offensive line just, and Texas makes some plays in this game where you're thinking,
they've
got talent. It's not like they're the worst team. I hate to compliment Texas, but I want to compliment them just because I want to feel good, even better about
they got a good team. They got a good team. They got a good program. They get a good possibility of doing well in their conference. Still,
Yeah.
They just got to get their quarterback situation figured out or whatever. I think the biggest thing is they just didn't come with the intensity that we came with, and I think that is evident in the quote of Steven, and I think that that was a stupid move, and that's why they got beat. You better bring it like it's the Super Bowl, because it's Arkansas, Texas.
Yeah.
Or you're going to lose. Go ask LSU. Go ask LSU about it. They'll tell you the same thing. Number one team in the nation, they'll beat you.
Oh, yeah. At their place. So they go 3 and out in that next drive. Oh, yeah. How about that? KJ gets his pass intercepted. So that safety jumps up, tips the ball in the air, tips it to himself. Mm-hmm. KJ just didn't really see him, kind of didn't put enough air under it. But that was a sneaky play. That safety almost fell on his back reaching for that ball. So that's a turnover, and Texas comes down and scores the next possession. You know what I mean? It's 16-7 coming out of there, and you think Texas has a little momentum. What do we do? Of course, how are we going to answer that? That was the big question at the time. How are we going to answer them? Kind of okay. Texas is showing some fight.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true. Well, we went out there and scored again. That's what we did.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the first. Well,
I
guess we had a 1-yard loss to start. Yeah, and hit Morris for 45 yards. Big pass play that really just opened things up from then on out. We kind of said all right, hey, we're not worried about that Texas drive. We're not going to fold here. And biggest play of the game right there. And Johnson then kind of rushed from in on out. Johnson 12 yards, running hard. And then Traylon a couple touches inside the 6 and finishes off, and we scored a touchdown. So we really just answered back there after Texas scores off of our turnover. It says, you know what, Texas? We can score at will. You know what I mean? We've scored 4 out of 5 drives. That ain't nothing to us.
Yeah.
And then after that, so we're taking 23 lead. Hudson Card misses a couple of receivers, overthrows them. We put some pressure on them again. Mm-hmm. And they kind of run a little bit, and they have to. So they're 4th and 1. And this is where Henry and Grant Morgan, both Henry's in there first, making the hard hit on them for that loss. It just stops them in the tracks and sets the tone. You know what I mean? They're Texas trying to drive there and stops them 4th and 1 when we get the ball back at the 42-yard line.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing I was noticing with our defense at this point is how we were swarming to the ball as a defense. I mean, it was really nice to see. They did a really good job of that. Yeah,
it was just, we were able to make some tackles, but they just seemed like if one guy, like that play, Henry makes a hit on him, and then right there behind him, Henry's diving out there. Doesn't wrap him up, but he's kind of places the initial hit. Then you got Morgan and Shea right behind him, just finishes off that. And that just happened over and over in that game. Just flying to the ball, and it's just really...
It's exciting football to watch, for sure.
Oh, yeah, those linebackers just set the tone with Morgan and Henry. And you had Poole coming back in the second half, but, I mean, you just... As well, if Hayden Henry was playing, you didn't really... I guess he ended up with 10 tackles in that second half, but you didn't notice him much. Henry was playing so well that you didn't even have to have Poole. Now you want them all playing 4 quarters, no more targeting penalties, but it's good to see those linebackers just playing excellent again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was nice having Poole back in the second half. It really made the defense feel more complete. They didn't feel like they were having to work as hard to recover in different things than they did the first half. They felt like they had more control over the offense when he came back in. You could see that change, which was cool because like you have all your starters in and everybody is giving 100%, and you got full domination against the team you're playing, and that's really what you're looking for,
Oh yeah. And then off that 4th and 1 stop, so we get it at Texas 42, and we just do what we want running the ball. Just KJ nice runs, Sanders runs, Smith, KJ hits Warren Thompson for a nice gain, and then KJ another couple runs, and getting kind of stall out at the 4-yard line, but come away with points, and that's 5 out of 6 drives that we're scoring.
Mm-hmm. Just score every time we touch.
Up 26-7. Yep, and that pretty much was the case after our first couple drives. And that interception, it was pretty just you're going to score. I mean,
felt good. Felt good having the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime you just feel like we're going to score here, we're going to come away with some points. Let's see if you can match us, and they did not match it. I mean, they got a couple trash touchdowns later on, but so the next drive we're up 26-7. Zach Williams gets the sacks the quarterback, or pokes his hand out. That was kind of, you thought he might have been an incomplete pass, but the replay was obviously that it was a fumble. Williams just, getting blocked, and he just reaches his arm out there and pokes the ball away. Greg Brooks recovers the fumble, and it's just like, wow. And that was just, I was like, that's fine, incomplete pass. Oh, no, we got the ball. And the very next play, Sanders, 26 yards for the touch. Just a beautiful run, dragging Texas defenders on his back. Can't take them down.
Just the swatting of the ball was like very well rehearsed, very well coached, very well done. Like, he knew exactly, what he needed to do. He did that very well. It was, that was a lot of practice, a lot of muscle memory going into that.
Yeah,
they just looked so effortless at the time,
Yeah, that's why I just thought, okay, that's why I thought, okay, incomplete pass. It did, maybe a fumble. Brooks has got the, that football IQ, just like, hey, he's going to pick it up, whether it was or not, and that's important.
That is important.
Not to just leave the ball on the ground. Not to leave the ball on the ground like an incomplete pass. Like, hey, no matter what the call is, I'm going to pick it up and
do something with it.
Play still football.
Heck yeah. Yeah, man.
Then, Sanders takes advantage. One play, he's kind of the offensive line is flowing to the right. He finds nothing over there, cuts back, streaks for a defender. But I like that he was just, the Texas defender was on his back, just could not pull him down. Just trying to arm on his head, and he's just, Rocket doesn't care, man. He's just going to drag him into the end zone. And you felt pretty good about the game at that point, but that was just even more cherry on top.
Well, there was a couple things when I went back and rewatched that game that I noticed that we did really well. And one of them was stiff arming and just being stronger than the defense, and just like stiff arming players and just shoving them into the ground and just being a stronger team. And that was the running backs, but then also like the wide receivers blocks downfield and the cornerbacks tackles and stuff. Like watching those were really like we were really manhandling Texas in those areas. Also, not just our linemen, So I don't know. It was just really good to see. It's really good to see that aggressive play. And it's good to see us, be able to take control like that.
Yeah, and to your point on that rocket touchdown, Tyson Morris had a great block on the outside that kind of really aided in that touchdown.
So, you got to give hats off to the, strength and conditioning team there. Like, look at what they've done, how much muscle mass and power they have put on these guys since they've had the opportunity to work with them, totally changing, the team structure of what it was before that small, fast thingy to like big and fast, which is so much better.
Well, even before that, we were supposed to be fast, and we became sluggish, and this way we built.
Golly.
All these were strong and fast. Yeah, all the running backs are running hard. Hell, you had KJ throw a block out on one of those runs.
I saw that KJ block. I saw that. I don't know. I thought he could have. Led a little bit more with the shoulder. He kind of slid down or something. I don't know. It was kind of a weird looking little block or whatever. I mean, he got out there and did it, though. Like, he got in the way.
Yeah, I don't remember much play that was on, but...
Just go ahead and play like a linebacker next time and just... Wow.
He's probably like, oh, that's my money arm, though.
I know it, right? He's like, you crazy, man? I might not... That's my ball. I say that. I teach my quarterbacks how to slide, so...
We're up 33-7, and Texas finally gets a trash touchdown there to cut it 33-14.
Mm-hmm.
Not feeling worried at all. And you know what we do second time in a row? Anytime they score, we come back. So next play, we didn't even pass the ball the next drive. A.J. Green run, A.J. Green, A.J. Sanders 3 times, then A.J. Green for another 2, and A.J. Green for that 30-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
40-14. I mean, we didn't even have to pass the ball that time.
No, it really didn't. Extra points are automatic. You're getting them. You got Lowell out there, so you feeling good. Like you could have a penalty and still get that extra point. It feels good.
And then Texas scores again, 40-21, and here's where 2 minutes to go. And Hornsby, 30-yard, 29-yard run, just shows off his speed. You're like, oh, man, let's punch it in here, like you're saying. First and goal at the Texas 10. Just 2-0 down.
I just don't understand that. I just, just go ahead. One more score, man. I mean, look at what he did. I mean, you can see Hornsby wanted it so bad. He was trying for it.
Yeah.
And, he knew that once he this was it. He had to get it on this drive or he wasn't going to get it. But maybe coach told him, man. I mean, that could be a coaching situation too, where it's like he says, hey, I need you to go out there. I need you to get the first down. I need you to get out of bounds immediately as soon as you get the first down. And then we're just going to let the clock run down. And he was like, well, I ain't getting out of bounds, man. I'm going to see if I can get see if I can take it all the way. So then he's just like,
oh, yeah.
Got a kneel. I doubt it, though. It's probably just, I don't know. I agree. I think you got to go for it. You got to try to score there. I don't think there's any justification. I just ran through all the other justifications in my head. They all don't make any sense, especially playing Texas. Bellama did this. We roasted his ass for it. And I think, You got to roast.
We ended up
roast
doing
Piston for it too, man. Hate to do it. Hate to be that guy, but you should have made that touchdown. You should have made it. We're a damn proud state, and we expected that damn touchdown. And you nailed it.
Yes, I mean, we lost that quarter, man. We might have won the game, but we lost the fourth quarter. We got outscored 14-7. Could have scored there. We wouldn't have lost the fourth quarter.
And then also, like I said earlier, whenever they're looking at, who they're going to let into the playoffs later, and they're looking at, the score ratios, which they do, you want yours to be higher.
Yeah, that'll be a nice problem to have, though. You'd hate to make it all the way down there and just be like, well, Oklahoma beat Texas by, or Arkansas beat Texas by 19. Oklahoma beat them by 24. So, man, we could have just beat them by 26.
Mm-hmm. And then at this point in the game, you got people whispering to Yurchek like, hey, man, they're going to rush the field. And it's all being recorded and stuff. How coincidental is that? Oh, you got to let them do it. When they're getting hurt. I don't know. I think it's not a bad move, I don't guess. I don't know. Not the worst move, but I don't know.
Yurchek does like him some Yurchek. He likes to be recorded. Like, hey, record me. I'm going to do something that act like it's just natural. And I was getting recorded all the time.
That's the best way to do it. That's how I would do it.
Right now, though, the hire looks really good. Yeah, I mean, hell, the hire, he's looking so far so good for him. So, don't blame him. Take advantage of it.
What a good game, though. We just whipped their ass from beginning to end with dominant play, dominant defensive play, dominant offensive play, playing our type of football, playing a game of football that had an identity, a 3-2-6 with a very stout line getting into the backfield, which is crazy. Just crazy, man. I mean, that's just, every time I think of it, I'm just like, man, is this going to hold up? Like, wow.
Oh, yeah, you never know until we really get into SEC play, but as far as right now, man, I mean, we were really competitive in the SEC last year, so there's no reason just to think that here in a couple of weeks against A&M, it's just going to turn to, just turn away. And I feel 300 yards on them. We had four running backs get a touchdown each. KJ's really efficient, 14 out of 19. Doubled up on, only allowed 200-something yards, and a lot of those were at the end of the game when the game was in hand. One had to punt twice, forced a turnover, had a punt block. Field goals were perfect. Just felt like, again, like we've been hammering on over and over. We were scoring like 5 out of 6, 6 out of 7 times there, just in a row, just every time we were going to put points on the board. And it just feels just so important that, I don't know, it was such a big win. And top 15 win, beat Texas by a lot. Just the momentum of the season. You're 2-0, and I think it's just really important. I mean, we haven't won more than 4 games since 2016, and you're already on the track to do that and more. And I think it just kind of excites you that we didn't have to. We were the underdog in that game. It's not like everybody thought that we were going to run over them like that we were going to embarrass them, but we did. We really did. And it was nationally known. It was the ESPN game, the highest rated game of the weekend. So a lot of people saw that. Mm-hmm. That's really doesn't hurt outlook on the program, doesn't hurt the recruiting.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Wow. Good game though, man. Nice to see Warren Thompson get some time out there.
Yeah, he's moved up in the He's moved up on the depth chart. That first game depth chart, he wasn't to be seen, but he's catching balls. Not many people are. Treylon Burks has half the catches of the team this year
Morris doing pretty good
this far, but yeah. So I'm sure when KJ's going to have to throw it, when we're going to have to throw it 40 times, we're going to throw it 40 times. But Pittman's not going to pass it unless he has to. He says it right out.
I mean, if you can control the game with the run and score points and and manage the clock, I mean, that's the best way to do it. But I mean, we don't really manage the clock. We just go out there and run fast. And that's I don't know. That's crazy to me, but I guess it seems to be working out. Sometimes I felt like it was like hurry up and punt. So I was saying, running that hurry up and punt offense. But when you're scoring, it's fun.
Yeah, when you're scoring in a rhythm, like, all right, I see why they do it. But yeah, like we're saying, when it's hurry up and punt, that's no fun. It is better, less frustrating than. I had to keep bringing him up, but when Morse was doing it, they'd hurry up to the line and sit there. You know what I mean? It's like, why'd they even hustle to the line if they're not going to snap it real quick? And at least in the Kendall Browse, we are snapping it pretty. Not taking us forever to.
Well, they're snapping it pretty damn fast. You got the zebras in between the quarterback and the center. Because they're snapping it as soon as they move.
Yeah. So when it's working out like that, if we could put up 40 points a game, at least. Yeah, what a fun game, and feels good to be 2-0. It's kind of nice having Georgia Southern this weekend, just to kind of a breather. Because after this game, you got A&M. Top 5 still, right? Georgia, number 2 in the nation, maybe number 2 in the nation. At Georgia, at Ole Miss, who started off pretty well, and you got Auburn, who's top 25. So you got 4 top 25 games in a row after Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
So, it's nice to have this game, and here we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. Did you know Georgia Southern's enrollment is larger than University of Arkansas? That's crazy, dude.
Oh, wow. What is it?
27,000.
Pretty good.
We're 23,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Never played them before, so that'll be fun to beat them. Sun Belt team,
Yeah.
I mean, Sun Belt's I like the Sun Belt. I think it's a good conference, but if you're not Troy, you're probably not beating Arkansas. Troy, yeah, maybe. They got, 45,000 championships.
Yeah, that's always thinking of the Sun Belt and Arkansas State, and some teams have come and gone. Lafayette. They put it too. Coastal Carolina, that was a big kind of move to add. Coastal Carolina, they've been in the top 25 the last couple of years. But, that's all right, conference. I have nothing against them. But I would like to beat Georgia Southern pretty good this weekend. But we never played them. It'll be good to add a team to the record book. Be 100% win percentage.
Chad Lunsford is the head coach.
Chad Lunsford. Is he pretty good?
I don't know anything about him. Well, I guess. I mean, they got a 1-1 record, so that's all I know. They got 1 win, 1 loss. They got thumped pretty hard last week, so. And that was Florida Atlantic. So, I mean, Florida Atlantic's good, but they're not as good as we are.
And then that first game, they barely beat Gardner Webb and FCS, I guess. They don't.
I mean, USF would beat Florida Atlantic, and then we would definitely beat USF. Man, how bad has Florida State got? Good Lord.
Yeah, that was an awesome last play of the game by Jacksonville State. And that was we were talking about during the. If anybody out there was watching that Monday Night Football game, with how the defensive coordinator for Baltimore just didn't have anybody set deep, and Vegas scores on the last. Florida State did the same thing. I mean, I think his reason. Oh man, we survived getting Norvell. Man. I think Pittman was a great hire. Could add Norvell. They're up. I guess 6 seconds left, and their reasoning for not playing any type of prevent. They're up enough where it's not to kick a field goal, and they're not trying. They're just trying to prevent the touchdown, and they have no sense of trying to prevent any kind of prevent defense. And he's like, well, they could call a timeout here, so we're not going to do that. And they just get burned in a crazy last second play. So if anybody out there hadn't seen that last play, it's awesome to watch, especially if you.
I don't know, man. It's just wild, So I don't know. We're doing good. We're gonna win this one. It's not it's not a game that we should lose. But I think like they were talking about how serious they're taking it, and they know that it's a game that they could possibly lose, and so on and so forth. So they were having the players watch games of teams like Appalachian State beating, Auburn and stuff like that. Like these unranked teams, small teams beating these big time programs. And I like that Pittman's showing them footage of that. I think that's a great idea. Just let them know, like, you have to play this game like you would Texas and just totally take advantage of them and not like play to their level at all.
Yeah, I mean, it happens a bunch. I mean, we've already seen upsets this year, so that's smart by Pittman to really just hammer home that you can't you just can't, you can't let the Texas victory just hang on. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just feel like Pittman's the guy that's gonna have them, really in tune Saturday to, hey, let's just take care of business. But it's hard not to. How happy you got the fans rushing the field. You've heard all week. I mean, players getting awards and it's, I'm telling them how great of a victory was. You know what I mean? So they know. It's not like they know it's another game. Hell no, they don't. They know it wasn't just another game. That was a heck of a victory.
Heck yeah.
And it'll be interesting how we come out.
Oh yeah.
And they're getting Georgia Southern's getting the quarterback back. He's been their start quarterback. He's been suspended the first 2 games. And I'm not saying that I think he's going to lead them to victory over us, but Georgia Southern's they're going to have some confidence.
They're coming in playing a triple option and so on and so forth. They want to win.
Nothing to lose.
They want to win, but they're probably not going to.
No, they're not going to.
It should be a blowout.
That's happened before. Yeah, I would think so.
I'm ready for a blowout, too. I'm tired of playing these teams that are supposed to be blowouts close. We've done it too much.
That win over Texas was, in Pittman's time here, was the first, kind of a blowout. But, it was still just 13-0, 16-0 at halftime. So it wasn't exactly. I'd like to be up just even
62
more.
62-1.
Yeah. Well.
I like those impossible scores.
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
67-2.
There we go. Man. I'm glad we're not playing Lunsford in October. He's 11-2 in October. Wow. 6-5 in September, so not his best month.
Because he's playing big schools for money. Then he goes in a conference play. He does okay.
Wow, national turnover margins. They're second behind Alabama in turnover margin. Pretty.
You can buy a bobblehead this coach.
Yeah, I see that. Isn't that weird? It's just, I couldn't tell what that. I don't know if they're just showing him how he dresses every game.
He's been there.
Glad we're not playing him outdoors. Since
9 years he's been there.
They're second to Alabama in home field advantage. Not that it matters this weekend, but my goodness. 204 and 42 at their home field. Wow.
You don't see folks promoted that often. That's kind of cool. Bobblehead's weird, though.
Oh, yeah. Just sitting there bobbling.
It's just too much. Like, in a media guide.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Crazy.
Wow. 6 FCS national titles. No wonder they moved up. Pretty good.
Well, I just want to beat them badly. That's all.
I do too. I think we
beat
will.
the tar out of them.
Yeah, so they're up to this last game against. Wow, so they're up 6-0 in this game against Florida Atlantic. 6-0 in the first quarter. They don't score again. Just 38-0 run after. Wow.
Golly.
I don't know, man. I just feel like we're going to start off.
These guys had the largest second half comeback victory in history of all time.
Wow. What is it?
I don't know. I don't. That can't be right. This says 28 points at Western Carolina in 2008, but is that right? Just 28 points? That ain't right, man.
That can't be.
And a half? That can't be the biggest.
Man.
Or maybe the biggest for their program, which still isn't very good.
Oh yeah, that's what I would think. I mean, that's pretty dang good, but especially in the second half. But I'm all time in college football. You know, it's got to be
goodness
pretty high. Well,
their largest blown lead, 19 points at Texas State in 2005. So they were beating Texas State in 2005. That's not nothing to sneeze at. North Carolina State, they were beating them. Army and Appalachian State, 2020, 2020, 2014. So they've been like getting the lead in games recently against big programs. But then they lose.
Why would they brag about that? Why would they brag? Why would they put that in their notes? Why would you put, like, here's the biggest... That's got to be heartbreaking. Up 17-3 against an ACC school and lost 24. What a heartbreak.
That's some big programs, man. Big programs.
Fourth quarter double-digit leads blown.
So they might get out and score up first. And they might get out and score first. I don't mean they're going to win if they do.
No.
More often than not, they just get beat later.
Dang. They're 4-0 all time. 1-0 all time when rushing 600 yards. Good Lord. 4-0, 500 yards or more.
Fourth quarter double-digit comebacks. Crazy. They're all right.
No.
There ain't nothing that ain't gonna beat us, but
No. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm just looking at the line here, and they're not. They're undersized. We should be able to take advantage of that offensive line with our defensive line.
Yeah, a couple of guys under 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm. So, like, short, too, 5'9", 6 foot, stuff like that. Like, what? Well, I shouldn't say fat. I don't know, man. I think we definitely got the size on them, like, in every category. Even in, cornerback to wide receiver ratio, we got height, size. Same thing for offensive line, defensive line. I don't know. I mean, they got some running backs. They got 3 good running backs, so you contend with that, plus a quarterback. So can the quarterback run? I don't know if he can run or not. I know they run a triple option. So
yeah, I know they're getting their starting quarterback back. I would assume he'd have some running capabilities able to. Mm-hmm. So far this year, they've got Logan Wright. He's averaging 6.9 yards a carry. Jones, 28. He's averaging 4.2 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was playing quarterback for him. So so the other quarterbacks that's played so far this season have run a little bit. Mm-hmm. Don't really throw much. Well, I mean, total. They've thrown it 44 times. We haven't thrown it much more than that this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they will pass.
It's like
it's not like those.
I mean, they probably have the option of a pass. With it, it's probably RPO type stuff, triple option, which is really dangerous because you got the give, you got the keep, you got the pitch, you got the pass. When you get into college, you get really, you can have 4 options off of it when you have enough time for that, when you get really good at it. But that takes a certain amount of blocking that I don't think their offensive line can be able to do against us. If there's any disruption in the backfield at all, you could just blow it up every time.
Yeah, I think Morgan, Poole, and Henry are going to have a field day.
Mm-hmm.
Blowing a lot of those plays up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. What do you think? You spy the... Yeah, you want to spy... I would say with the triple option like this, I'd probably take somebody and spy them up on their fastest guy. And take that person out. And make them, if that's the running back, make them pass.
That's smart, yeah. And we've got capabilities of doing that with some of our guys.
I don't know, man. I think we got a good opportunity here. I think we might be able to win this game.
I do too.
Special teams are okay. They haven't had any major issues. It doesn't look like, halfway decent.
They've scored the most points so far this year in the second quarter. Hadn't scored any in the third. I think just nothing big on kick returns thus far. Punting, 41-yard average for. Not too bad. Kickoffs.
41 yards ain't bad.
3 out of 3 on field goal. So yeah, their kicking game's not too bad. No, 40 something's always pretty decent. Right. So. But that's not going to save them from a butt whipping.
Yeah, their kick return and punt returns is not good. So. I mean, 86 yards for the year, dude. That's horrible. It's not even a fucking... Sorry, it's not even a football field, man.
For this game, I'm really excited. Just kind of... When you're winning like this, you're just excited to see backs play. You know what I mean? You're ready to... Just even Monday, you're just like, man, I'm ready to get to that game. Just... The players are doing so well right now, these first couple games. It really... I'm just excited to see the Hogs play.
Yeah, you're getting a game where you get to go out there and you get to see them click, right? And you get to see them play that game to the best of their ability. And, you want that to transfer over into this game and to use this more of a tune-up, like a game that you're getting ready where you score big and then, your Hornsby's get some time to play in the second half, actually play, without having to kneel it and stuff.
Yeah.
Get time. They get an opportunity to score.
Yeah, that's really. I'm excited to see Hornsby get some reps and move the ball downfield.
I hope we have this wrapped up enough in the first half that he can handle the second.
Yeah, I would too.
Not have any injuries. Get the starters out of there. Let some of the younger guys have some fun out there. And if it starts to turn around, put the starters back in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess we talked about them as much as I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched any Georgia Southern this year, so it's kind of hard for me to. It'll be easy the rest of the year because we'll be watching the SEC games.
Mm-hmm. Well, the last game wasn't much to watch. They just got blown out, so it wasn't really even much.
Yeah, you're not gonna get. And then with their quarterback or their regular starting quarterback coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But so.
I don't know. If you watch the Gardner-Webb game, you could probably get a idea of them, but I didn't. No. And then the Florida Atlantic game, I just flipped it over there a couple times when I had it up on the 4-way screen, on the ESPN deal, where I'll watch 4 games at once. So.
Oh yeah.
That's just like glancing at it, here and there. Not enough to really glean anything from it.
It's all right. Well, I'm going 58-13, man. I wrote that down. I'm excited to say that. I got pretty close last week. I think I predicted 38 to 14 or something like that. All right, 38-24. Felt pretty good, and I got pretty close with downs. Didn't give us enough credit. But hopefully this week I've given us enough credit in 58-13.
Yeah, I think our defense is going to show up. I think last week I was very conservative, thinking it was going to be a close game. They proved me wrong. And if you're going to prove me wrong like that, I got to give you the benefit of the doubt.
That's all right.
The way our defense is playing, I feel like you got to get a shutout somewhere in this year, the way they're playing. And I don't think that they let this team score. So I'm going to say 62-0.
Ooh, I like it.
I think we're going to get a goose egg here.
I like that a lot. That's exciting, man.
Goose egg.
Big old goose egg.
Just domination. Getting in. You're not even on the field, really, honestly. Just your defensive guys. And they're tired. They're tired, worn out. Just want to go home.
It would just feel really... Yeah, man. That would just be done. Just get us home. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, so just so everybody knows, hockey starts up tomorrow night. It's we always try to cover hockey as best we can. I guess we're going to play this East Texas Baptist University. That's going to be September 17th. It's going to be at the Springdale Ice. What is that? The Ice.
The Jones Center.
Jones Center, the Jones Center Ice Palace thing, whatever. So going down there, it's $5. $5. So I mean, if you ain't doing nothing, you got to go. If you're in Springdale or around there, Fayetteville, if you're a student, whoever you are, you go and you watch the hockey game. You pay the $5. You bang on the glass. You have some drinks before you go in. You have some drinks after it's done. They usually win. It's a fun time. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to check some games out this year. Really call a hog. So it's going to be a fun year. I mean, we're the runner at National. So this is a big season with only one goal to win a national. So It's gonna be fun following this team, seeing where they go. It's really fun. I mean, what a sport that we start in September and it goes all the way up to around March Madness time. March 15th is when that hopefully will be playing. So it's fun year. Hope to be able to keep track of it with y'all and give y'all updates, and hopefully they get to watch some games.
I mean, I go on their website and I pop up statistics. I got a 404. And what can I do there? I want to bring you guys the news. I want to talk to you about them. I want to talk to you about the roster and so on and so forth. But you get an error because it's not working. So it's like, get it going, guys, so we can get you guys in the podcast here. It's hard to talk about you when the info isn't readily available.
Man, yeah, that's tomorrow it starts. So hopefully we get it figured out.
Sorry. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, there's not a lot, to go over, Well, we hadn't, gone over before because there's really not any information out there to do so. But we are playing, and that's exciting. Hopefully that is going to be streamed again, and if so, I will, if I get that stream like I have been getting, I will put it up on all our accounts, and we encourage you to at least stream it. If you're not gonna go to the game and watch it, stream it. Even if you stream it and do something else, like stream the game, man. Get them some views. Get it going. How's the college fantasy stuff going?
Let's see, fantasy.
Should have got 2 beers. I don't know what I was thinking.
Team Hog Call, that's you. You're up first place. 2-0, the most points. You're 94 points. Run like a Razorback, 2-0 as well behind you. Got the defending champion, Team Maynard, up in 3rd place. Nice. Big Wiener Bandits in 4th. EV Dobb in 6th. And then Florida Hog, Pit Boss, which is me, and then Hogstradamus rounding out the bottom 3. So it's a exciting year. I've made some changes to my roster, trying to get out of last place.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm not changing anything, man. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, man. See what happens.
I wouldn't if I were in first either. Leave you down.
I made a couple little things, like they were like small, like 1 or 2 guys that I don't know, just wasn't one guy was on the bench and one guy that was hurt or something, so I, had to let them go and pick up a couple more guys. But there's so many folks in college ball. It's like you could pick up, like you can never pick up enough. Like I don't know, maybe if we got like 42 people in this league next year or something.
Well, that's why I only did in this league. Only did the Power 5 team. You just got the big conference teams, where you really have a vast array of players to choose from. College is different though, because you can. You think, wow, they're playing. Alabama's playing Mercer or whatever, but if they run the score up the first half, then those players aren't going to play the second half. So you only got like half. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta. But obviously, you're in first, so you know what you're doing. You got, let's see, Team Hong Kong. 2-0 matchup versus 2-0 matchup. You're playing the defending champion. Big time.
Good Lord.
Matchup. So, well, another exciting week. And then on our pick'em, Chad, you had a pretty good week last week. Went 10-6. I went 8-8. So you pulled ahead in the standings for the year.
That's 2 pick'ems I won. I won my NFL pick'em in this other league I'm in. So I can't figure out how the payout in that situation works. I don't know. It seems kind of shady at this point. So I don't know. Maybe I need to ask the guy for more information or something.
All right.
But I got first place on that, 100%. Boom. Every team, NFL. Got every single one of them right. Yep.
That's really good. Went to Vegas with that.
I mean, if people would, like last year I did pretty well too, so if you just bet on what I pick, you're going to win more than you lose. So far. I can't guarantee that's going to be the case in the future.
All right, so week 3. We are at week 3. UCF at Louisville.
UCF.
Okay. I'll go Louisville here. Maryland at Illinois.
Illinois.
Okay. I'll go, I guess, Nebraska at Oklahoma.
Dude.
What are you going to do?
I gotta buy some headphones, man. Well, not headphones, the cord. Gotta buy a stupid cord, man. Alright, so where are we at?
Nebraska at Oklahoma.
Oh, man. Sorry, I got like a short in here. Oh, it's horrible. Come on. Say something to me, see if it's working.
Check.
Alright, say again.
Check. Hello.
Weird. Alright, you there?
Yep. Hello.
Alright. It's my cord, man. I think I got it. Alright, so what were we at?
Nebraska at Illinois. Or at Oklahoma, I'm sorry.
Nebraska at Oklahoma.
Yep.
Let's go Oklahoma.
Okay, I'll go Oklahoma there as well. How about Cincinnati at Indiana?
Cincinnati, Indiana. I think I'll go with Cincinnati. Goodness gracious.
Okay. I will as well. How about Virginia Tech at West Virginia?
Let's go with Virginia Tech.
Okay. I'll go with the home team, West Virginia. Michigan State at Miami.
Man. I'm going to go with Michigan State, man. Miami did so bad last game.
Yeah.
I should probably
I'll go
with
Miami
but I ain't doing it.
Nah. Bama at Florida.
Well, Bama. Obviously, you're going to beat them.
Yeah.
It's just Florida.
Yeah,
they ain't even that good this year.
Mississippi State at Memphis.
Let's go Mississippi State. I can't believe my cord.
I'm going to take
just got a short in it in the middle of the podcast. Okay, that's crazy.
You almost made it. South Carolina at Georgia.
Georgia.
I'll go Georgia as well. Florida. Virginia at North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, Mac.
I'll go North Carolina as well. Tulane at Ole Miss.
Well, let's go with Ole Miss on this. Good Lord, did you see the love that Kiffin was giving Tulane? Good Lord, that was crazy. Talking about how they were just as good as the SEC school and this, that, and other. I mean, all I can say is they used to be an SEC still. I could say that.
Oh, yeah. They did play Oklahoma pretty well a couple weeks ago, but
I like Tulane. I hope Tulane
I'd like
does
to see
well.
Tulane beat Ole Miss.
I would too. I'd enjoy that. I mean, I'd like to beat Ole Miss first, but yeah, I'd like to see them beat.
Oh. Arizona State at BYU.
Arizona State.
Okay, I'll go Arizona State as well. And that's it. Boom. Uh-oh.
That's another podcast. And one microphone mishap situation. You know, we used to always have one thing that was not Razorback related. Talk about that right at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only thing there is out there right now that it's just like, man, I just wish people would get the vaccine so we could get back to normal, man. You know?
Yep.
That's all. It's
like
too, everybody.
Man. Yeah, everybody, not just half the country.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would have done it as soon as they could back in the spring and early summer.
I can't wait to get it approved for kids. You know, so the kids can get it. I think that's going to help a lot. So, my boy, I'd hate to see this thing mutate again because half the nation's vaccinated. I mean, you got a choice. You could either go the smallpox route, where everybody does it and gets it done and it goes away, or you go a flu route where it like mutates and turns into different things. I mean, we're still dealing with the Spanish flu today. It's the reason we get flu shots. So
I'm with you, man.
I don't know.
Pointing. I thought everybody would jump on it, man.
I thought so too. Just get it done. Get back to normal. Everything's good to go, you know. Helps the doctors, you know. Right now we got there was a kid the other day, his spleen burst. You know why his spleen burst? Because he couldn't get into the hospital because it was all taken up with COVID patients. And then they had to mad flight him to another hospital. Something simple that they should normally be able to do at that hospital that they just couldn't deal with because of that. Almost killed this kid. Then this one guy had a heart attack in, Alabama, and they had to mad flight him 4 hospitals away. He wound up dying. His brother was like, hey, guys, please get the vaccine. My brother would be alive if everybody had it. He has had a heart attack and went to the hospital, and they've been able to just take care of him there like normal. I mean, it's putting, I don't know. It's endangering.
People are selfish and they're with. Oh, yeah. People We're crazy, man.
Anyway.
Crazy and stupid. Selfish, wussies, all of it.
I give an update. I saw Limbo is out of ICU, so he is doing better.
There we go.
Yep, and so I'm excited about that. I'll give him a call and see how he's doing. But just to let everybody on the podcast know, he is doing better. And that's always good to hear. It's always good to hear.
That's awesome. That's good news. That is good news.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Woo Pig Suey.
Go Hogs.